From my family to your family, from my heart to your heart, I wish you Gamar Khatima Tova. May your name be inscribed in the Book of Life for this year. Many of you know by now my name is Marjorie Baron, and I am very honored to be president of Temple Beth Shalom, and also that I love these announcements. We are all thankful for those people who rekindle the inner spirit, and this evening we are especially thankful for Aaron Merritt for his beautiful and touching performance of Kol Nidre. We thank you all for remembering to participate in Project Isaiah by bringing a bag or two of groceries tomorrow morning. You know, in biblical times, Isaiah had a prophetic vision of justice and a more hopeful future for those in need, and it's an honor for us to carry his vision forward to the 21st century. So a truck from the Daily Bread Food Bank will be parked in front of the temple tomorrow to receive all of your donations, and we'll be collecting that food throughout October in the Welcome Center. And we thank you for reminding those who could not be with us in person that they are not alone. All of our services, Shabbat and holidays, are live streamed on our website, tbsmb.org. Just click on the home page and then go to Watch Services Online. It's up there. We thank Sue Miller for supporting and promoting the Holocaust Education Project entitled Light, the Holocaust and Humanity Project at the Arsht Center on November 3rd and 4th, and there's literature outside for you and in your books as well. Tomorrow, Rabbi Davis is conducting a study session in Beit Hanat at 1:30. For those of you who stay at the temple the entire day, please, when you leave here after the morning service, do not leave your talitot or other personal possessions, as this sanctuary will be used for the children's service during that time. And finally, tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m., there will be a program for high school students only called the Teen Experience in the Matnas, our youth lounge. "70 years ago, a few families, really it was just two men, living in Miami Beach, had the vision to create a congregation. This was a bold idea and a proud moment. The world outside had gone insane. We were at war. European Jews were being slaughtered. Palestine was a frontier. And Israel, well, Israel was at most a political movement, at least a dream. This new congregation represented a safe space to be a Jew. This is the same 70 years ago that my father legally changed his name. His widowed mother had remarried, and this kind and modest man had offered to adopt all 4 siblings. It's a nice story, except that my father was an adult at the time. And you see, he believed he would never make it out of New York's Lower East Side with the name Chaim Cohen. It's troubling to look back at his high school and college yearbooks, which survive as a testament to his conflict. On the one hand, he was one of the priestly Kohanim, a proud descendant of Aaron, and on the other, he was a man trying to survive, to be safe in an insane world. Growing up, I think I belonged to a conservative synagogue. Each year on Yom Kippur, the rabbi would call the names of the families from the bima and ask how much they would give to the temple that year. My grandfather, who spoke for the family, would rise when his name was called and give the same answer every year. He would say, I double what I gave last year. Now, I said, I think I belonged to a conservative synagogue because, you see, last year and every year before that, he had given nothing. And I think, when I think of that story, how blessed we are today to be in such a position of strength so that on Yom Kippur we do not count money, we count blessings. The only real memory I hold of the temple of my childhood is my brother's bar mitzvah party. There was no lifelong Jewish learning, no meeting my friends after school for Beshti. I never really met the rabbi. In fact, I remember he was kind of a scary figure. There was no association with what we called at the time organized religion, no mitzvah day with its sense of community, and no real pride in the birth of Israel. This year, we celebrate the 70th anniversary of Temple Beth Shalom. Now, the number 70 is of particular importance because it is mentioned repeatedly throughout Jewish history. The Dead Sea Scrolls, recovered in the caves of Qumran, reflect that some among the ancient Jewish sects adhered to a chronology of 70 years, a cycle of 70 years. And it is written, God sent the sinning Israelites into captivity to Babylon for 70 years and promised them they would return after that time. And why 70 years? Why not any other number? Because we're told 70 is a full state and the ideal lifespan of a person. A new generation did emerge from this captivity, and the people returned home after exactly 70 years. So in modern times, that 70-year cycle has become the symbol of beginning again, of reaffirming our existence, but this time in a way that is remarkable and distinct from what has come before. And like the 70-year cycle, the high holidays give us the opportunity to reaffirm our existence, each in our own unique way. Years before Ulam HaShalom, our welcome center, was built, Temple Beth Shalom welcomed me. With what you recently learned of my Jewish upbringing, and at that time coming here as a single mother with 2 young boys, I was cautious, frankly, because I really didn't know the prayers, and I didn't even know how to speak to a rabbi. But I sensed that my children would have something here that would endure far beyond the bar mitzvah party. It was here, this safe space, where they too could become proud and bold. Where would I fit in? Was I going to drop them off at Hebrew school and keep driving? Like you, I was busy. I was working and I was raising children. And although I had not reached the 70-year mark, I sensed this would be a good new beginning for me as well. Fortunately, I had, as they say in the real estate business, good bones. After all, my father was a Kohen, and here's a fun fact, true, my great-grandmother's first cousin was Naphtali Imber, the colorful and very often inebriated poet who wrote the words to the Hatikvah. This temple became our parent, accepting us unconditionally. Unlike my father's story, there was no judgment or obstacle because of our name. And unlike my younger experience, the rabbi here was approachable. In fact, he is really a nice guy, as are all of our rabbis. Over the years, it has been here that the really tough times could be made a little better. This family allowed me to grieve my most painful losses and to make the celebrations that much more meaningful. So we stand here in a powerful moment. Yom Kippur guides us to reaffirm our lives, and this year, because it is our 70th, it reaffirms the mission of our temple. And here is what is remarkable and distinct from years past. Look at us. Our membership continues to defy the demographic. We're growing. Our physical campus has been redesigned, rebuilt to maintain historic architectural integrity, to make it accessible, more functional, more inviting. Construction is complete and paid for. Our foundation school is full. We began an infant care program this year that has a waiting list. More teens than ever are going to Israel and enjoying a Jewish experience in summer camp. Our Hebrew school is educating the next generation. Sisterhood is engaging more people than ever before. We build bridges with Federation, with Israel Bonds, with churches, with mosques. We have outreach, we have inreach, we have plugged, we have unplugged. We have texting, we have no texting. We nurture the Jewish experiences of expectant families and even the unaffiliated. We do not allow those in their 20s and 30s to go off the radar. We reach out to those in need through our caring committee, and we offer a rich selection of Jewish learning opportunities. I feel like I'm about to channel the rabbi when I point out our guide and all the opportunities in it. Take it home tonight. I guess if you hear it twice and tomorrow you read it in the newspaper, it's true. Choose a class, discuss a book, watch a movie, do one thing that will generate a thought different from what you walked in with tonight. One thing that will be remarkable and distinct from before you entered. Try receiving 10 minutes of Torah by email each morning. How long could that take? We are fiscally stable, and I believe with all confidence that we will continue to meet our expectations of engaging membership in a deeply and meaningful way, generating new leadership, empowering the next generation, building an endowment to sustain us, and being responsive to the moment in which we are living. Today, 70 years later, we remain proud and bold. We try new and innovative programs. We see great value in our members. We know and we care if a family cannot meet its expenses, if one of us has an illness or a simcha. Look around. We know each other, and if we don't, we know someone who knows someone. We pray for each other's health. We say Kaddish for each other's loved ones. We are a family of families. So given all this good news, how do we frame the challenge of moving forward? Not just to balance this year's budget, but to understand what Jewish life will look like when your children and your grandchildren are your age. How do we measure the impact of our efforts today on the future so that we continue to innovate, to create, and to grow? To position ourselves to be responsive to questions we have not even asked yet. So by now you're thinking, she asked a lot of questions. So here's a threshold to walk through. We have a collective soul. It's 5773, and we have had it for a very long time. As a people, and particularly as a reform movement, Jews are always in the act of becoming. This reflects years of cultivating that which most resonates with our people, our core values, years of responsive and responsible leadership and partnership among our clergy and staff and lay leaders. Those who serve in a volunteer capacity on our board of trustees, on every committee, subcommittee, task force, are the ones creating ways to answer those questions we have not asked. Their impact is impressive and enduring. Remember that Paul Revere was a silversmith, but what he is best known for is his volunteer work as a lookout. You know the rest of his story, so what will be the rest of yours? Some of you make the choice of taking on huge responsibility without monetary reward. Some of you choose to commit hundreds of hours to ensure the existence of this community, to make it a quality existence, and in so doing, making your own lives more fulfilling. You are all busy people, yet, as the late Stephen Covey said, instead of prioritizing your schedules, you will do well to schedule your priorities. There is a unique power that comes when we do this together. Today I stand before you having entered into a covenant to ensure that Temple Beth Shalom is there for those who wish to be part of this family. I invite you into Abraham and Sarah's tent. It is easy to enter because this historic and metaphoric tent is always open on all sides. Together, our leadership allows us to give back and pay it forward. In the 21st century, we'd love to say there's an app for that. In Judaism, we've been saying for over 5,000 years, there's a blessing for that. We feel that blessing here tonight with a shared history and a caring and very deliberate present. It is said the past is for wisdom, the present for action. We are blessed to have the foresight, the pride, and the strength to ensure our future. May you have an easy and meaningful fast, and may you and all your loved ones be sealed in the book of life for a sweet, healthy, loving, and peaceful year. Gemar Tovah.
Thank you, Margie, for your beautiful words and everything you do for our synagogue.